Hello, my name is Raimo. I'm the head of partnerships at the Estonian e-Residency team. Thanks for joining. We are waiting a couple of minutes for people to join, and we have Ait here.
Hello, I'm Ait Tammis. I also work at e-Residency as a project manager, and I've also worked at e-Residency in the support team. So I'm looking forward to a very nice session and getting smarter with you guys.
So we wait a couple of minutes, and then we can get started. At the same time, you can write to chat. Where are you joining us? Where are you right now? What are your expectations? Or if you have, wish to get to know others that are joining, feel free to chat there. However, if you would like to ask a question from us or from any of the panelists, then all the questions need to be added to Q&A tab. Because we don't take the questions from chat, only from Q&A tab. Some of the questions will be answered in the written form, actually most of them, by our lovely colleague Katrina. She's an expert in almost everything related to e-residency. Or if there are questions that are directed to any of the presenting companies, also representatives of the fintechs and banks here may answer there. But the general rule is that please do add your specific questions to the Q&A tab. Chat is for chatting. Another thing I would like to point out today is that if there are people who are sharing groups in WhatsApp, Discord, in some other channels to join in, it's very nice. You can always join them. Just be aware that they are not officially run by e-Residency team, but some active people from the community or even outside of the community. So they are not official channels of e-Residency. If you want to join e-Residency social media channels and then communities, then you can find all the links from e-Residency website. And the third thing is that today we are going to have 5 different financial service providers introducing their services, talking about the landscape, etc. Please be aware that every single one of them is doing their own KYC or AML process to figure out the background of the customers. And it's purely the decision of this specific company whether to onboard you as a customer. So that becoming a customer of any of those companies here is not guaranteed for any of us. It's just how the financial world nowadays works. But without longer discussion, I'm ready to share some information with you. So let's get started. As said, my name is Raimo, and we are here with Ait, and we have very nice lineup of people here today. Selli Ganja is representing LHV, one of the traditional banks in Estonia that is working quite a lot with e-resident companies. Then Naomi Feltham from Wise, which is one of the biggest fintech providers that is used by e-resident companies from Estonia. Then Celia Raubenheimer, she is from Wamo, which is also quickly growing fintech that has been active in the e-residency community. Then Toni Kivinen from Narvi, which is one of the newest additions to e-residency marketplace among fintechs. And then Eduard Roka from Wallester, which is the newest addition to our marketplace in the section of financial services. So first of all, I will give you a few bits of information about the banking and e-residency and how those two things fit together. Then we have LHV and Wise introducing themselves, talking about how to become their customers, what are they looking for, and so on. And then Wamo, Narvi, and Wallester will cover their part. And there are 2 Q&A sessions where we ask questions by voice. Now, if you joined this webinar with a wish to get to know everything about e-residency and how to get started with Estonian company, then today we are not covering that part. Very briefly only, if you would like to know more about e-residency in general, please rewatch our last month's live Q&A, which is available in our YouTube channel, or sign up for any of the upcoming ones. The next one is in March, which is targeting startups. But the very traditional one, which is giving the general overview of Estonian incorporation and e-residency, takes place in April. But you get all the questions answered if you visit our website and see the pages there. But just in case, still, why to talk about e-residency at all? E-residency is Estonian state-run program. It's a government-issued digital ID that enables entrepreneurs from all around the world to get an access to Estonian digital services and use it for business management, document signing, encrypting. The biggest value is that you can do it 24/7 wherever you are, not dependent on the time zone or the other restrictions. And also we can say that it's a huge community of a lot of nice people. E-residents are almost everywhere, all around the world, and they are very open, socially active, and it's quite likely that you meet some of them even accidentally in the airport, for example. And I probably already covered most of it, but the biggest value why to start a business in Estonia is the ease of making business here. It's easy to get started. Once you are e-resident, you can do it 100% remotely, digitally, in English, and you can run it the same way. So I have been entrepreneur since 2009. I've never submitted anything on paper with my 2 Estonian companies, and it's quite likely the case with most of us. And all the digital signatures and all the system behind that, it has really high trust, and it has the highest security standards available in the European Union and in the world. So you can be sure that your data is kept well. And of course, Estonia is a land of opportunities, especially if you are thinking of starting a business that has a high growth potential, for example, startup. Then we have grown 10 unicorns, and this tiny but very active and closely connected community is always open for new founders, which makes it a big community also. Now, the banking part. We have more than 140 service providers in e-residency marketplace that could help you with whatever kind of business services you need to get started with your Estonian company or run it. Also contact person services, accounting, etc. But there are also business banking and payment services. We have 2 traditional banks from Estonia there. In addition to LHV, also Coop Bank, and 8 or now even I think 9 business banking fintechs where you can open your account remotely. But there are also companies that are focused on card issuing, payment gateways, and payment processing, and also banking as a service providers. So go to our marketplace, and there you can see the full selection of service providers. But luckily, almost half of them are here today. Now, one thing we would like to emphasize is that there are several options for companies, Estonian companies that are created by e-residents. They can try to open an account in Estonian traditional bank. They can try to open an account in some other bank in European Economic Zone, or use the fintech provider. They are all legally the same in the sense that you can try any of them. Just majority of e-resident companies prefer to open account in fintechs because you can open it online. There is a wide choice of them. They do not provide credit services usually, which is probably the limitation compared to the banks. But at the same time, they do not demand you to have a clear business ties to Estonia, which is usually the case for those e-residents who has the companies in Estonia, but all the business takes place somewhere else, and their connections with Estonia business-wise are rather small. But if you have, like, you are planning to hire people here, or you have an office here, or your main business partners are in Estonia, then Estonian banks is also an option. So majority of e-resident companies decide to choose fintech, at least in the beginning. And once they grow the business and there is a more business presence in Estonia, then it can be that they start opening a bank account in Estonia. And also it can be that, let's say, in your homeland, you already have 3 companies and you have a long-term cooperation with one of the banks where you have been customer for 20 years. You can turn to them and try to open your new Estonian company also account there. It could be possible, but it depends on bank's risk appetite, of course. Yeah, from our marketplace and knowledge base, you can see the information about different business banking options and the providers available there. You can compare them there. And then what is substance in Estonia, or what is the clear business ties to Estonia? I'm pretty sure that LHV is going to talk about it a bit more, or we can ask about it. But basically, if you have people here or office here, significant amount of business takes place here, you have assets or IPs here, you relocate here or use the startup visa to relocate the business in Estonia, then these are probably the most common ways of having those business ties in Estonia. You can read more about it from our website. But now I will give the floor for the first presenter, who is Selli from LHV. Hello.
Hi, everyone. So, can you see the slides?
Yes.
Perfect. So, hi, my name is Selli Kanja. I am a business client manager at LHV Bank, and I'm very glad to be here today in front of you. So, I will make a short overview of the possibilities for e-residence businesses at our bank. LHV is the biggest Estonian capital-based bank, and maybe shortly that our values are to be simple, supportive, and effective. In order to help your business grow, we provide from our side different additional values, very user-friendly internet bank and mobile app, flexible financing products. We have multi-currency accounts, and the euro payments within Europe are without any additional fees. Our partners have put together exclusive offers for our business clients, and most importantly, maybe we provide personal, flexible, and fast service. As a financial institution, we must fulfill legal obligations, and in order to do that, we must follow the know your customer principle, which means that it is essential for us to understand who are our clients, who are connected to them, and what are our clients' business activities. Therefore, we expect from our clients transparent collaboration. Coming to the connection to Estonia, which Raimo already mentioned, it has to be a connection of employment in Estonia. Maybe there is an office or a warehouse, or you have made any investments in Estonia, or maybe the services take place or are directed at Estonia. Your main business partners are in Estonia, or the management board or owners are Estonian. Maybe the only exception are the digital nomads, because they do not have to have a connection to Estonia. And also the legitimacy of the origin of the assets needs to be verified by us. Coming to the prices of opening a bank account with us is 300 euros. And the monthly fee of holding an account at LHV Bank is 30 euros. So coming to the account opening process itself. First of all, it's very easy to do. You must go to our website and submit an application form. Maybe I will point out here that the more details you give us, the smoother and faster the process will go. So don't You use as much information as you can give, so that we can give you our first response as fast as we can. It shall come within a couple of days, but however, the whole process may take longer. In case the provided information is insufficient, we may ask you some additional questions. And yes, again, please be as detailed, as honest as possible, and the provided information will be handled as bank secrecy. After we have all the needed information and documentation from your side, our specialists will analyze your application and make a decision. Shall the resolution be positive, we will ask you to verify your identity by coming to one of our offices, which are based in Tallinn, Tartu, or Pärnu. And yes, with that, you have your account with us, and it's ready to use. Once you have an account with us, there are a lot of benefits that you can enjoy. For instance, virtual cards or a very convenient investing platform. Again, if you have a physical shop or even an online store, we can provide payment acquiring solutions. Also, we provide loans and leasing services. Maybe to point out a very interesting and convenient thing is an LHV Connect platform, which enables you to connect your accounting software with LHV bank account. So, and all the other benefits are also detailed on our website. So you can go there and check yourself. I hope I answered your questions, and if not, yes, please join our Q&A session, and thank you very much.
Thank you. I actually maybe ask already one question right now. I saw that you accept digital nomads. How do you define digital nomadship in your case? What does it mean to become your customer as a digital nomad?
Well, it means maybe if like digital nomads, they don't have to have a connection to Estonia, as I mentioned, right? But we as a bank, we need to understand what is the business. So is it clear to us what the person is doing? There cannot be any workers, so it's only one person, digital nomadship. And yeah, in that case, we are ready to open an account at our bank.
So they need to be able to prove the nature of their lifestyle, that is basically being in several locations throughout 1 year.
Yes, for example, yeah.
Okay, thanks. Probably more questions coming up later.
Yeah.
Or
maybe we can already ask one right now.
Yeah.
That's okay. Could you perhaps go over what is the strong connection? If I'm an e-resident, I registered a company in Estonia and I want to open a bank account with LHV.
Mhm.
What is the strong connection that I need to like prove or provide?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, that there are several things. For instance, if you employ someone here, your employees are based here, right? That is a strong connection. Or your office is based here, your warehouse, or you have a shop here, or your services will be provided in Estonia, or that it well, for instance, the e-residency card itself is not enough for us, but it's there has to be something else. Your business partners may be here, right? Or management board is here. So something from there needs to be in addition to the e-residency card. But if there will be maybe a more specific question, or we will be ready to answer that in the Q&A panel as well.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Now, probably we could move on to Wise to give stage to Naomi. Are you ready? So we can have an overview of Wise and then have some more questions to both of you.
Brilliant, thank you. I'll just show my screen. Hi everyone, so my name's Naomi and I look after the partnerships team here at Wise. So Wise are an international payments provider, and what we do is help businesses and consumer clients with their overseas money transfers. So today I'm going to be going through just some of the overview of Wise, kind of who we are, what we do, some of our main products for business customers, the service that you'll receive being a Wise customer, how to become a customer, and then if we've got time, we'll go through some Q&A. So what is Wise? So as I mentioned, Wise is a fintech company helping customers and businesses transfer money overseas. We have 12.8 million active customers globally. We move around $16 billion. We have, $16 billion held in Wise accounts today, and we move around 37 billion across borders every quarter. We have 100,000 new customer signups each week, 6,000 staff globally, and we have around 2.2 billion saved by Wise users in banking infrastructure in the last year. And in terms of Wise and where we are, we have multiple offices across the world. So we're headquartered here in London, where I'm based, but we also have a big presence in Estonia. So our office is in Tallinn, where our CEO and founder is originally from. We've got offices in Hungary, Singapore, America, along with some other parts of the world, including Brazil and Australia. So we're very global in everything we do, and it's very beneficial for businesses who are moving regular funds overseas to have a Wise account. So how does Wise Business work? So it's simply one account where you receive low fees, fast payments, and no monthly subscription. So when you're on board with Wise, you are able to hold and send money in over 40 currencies. So for example, if you're a business in Estonia looking to pay a business in the UK, you can upload funds in euros and pay the business directly in sterling through your Wise account. It's pretty much an immediate transfer. 90% of our payments are land within minutes. The remainder is within a few hours. Obviously, more higher risk currencies that sit in the kind of riskier bracket may take slightly longer, but all of our what we call green currencies are all paid within a couple of hours. You also receive local account details in 9 currencies, which is incredibly beneficial for business customers. So, for example, if you're in Estonia, you will receive euro accounts in your business name. You can receive and send funds out of that account. And you can also receive money in, for example, GBP, USD in local currencies. So it's really, really beneficial if you're invoicing customers overseas or you're sending and receiving money out in multiple currencies. As well as the send and receive, you obviously get a physical and digital card, which you can spend as you go. Or pay card as well on your phone. So really, really beneficial. Invoices is another huge area for us. You can create an invoice through the Wise app. I'll give you an example shortly, but basically it will allow you to go in and pay invoices. We also have our asset product, and then we have a customer service team. So I'll kind of go into more detail on the send. So as a business within a green country, so UK, EU, EEA, America, etc., wider field, you can send money to 45 different currencies in over 70 countries, which is incredibly beneficial for business customers. And we are growing every month. We're adding new currencies all the time. We're expanding. And as I mentioned, most of the currencies that you send land within the recipient's account within a few hours. Spend is a huge product for us and has been really, really beneficial for our business customers. So as you spend, you can upload money in your preferred currency. So you can upload in euros, and then if you're traveling to the UK or further afield, you can then spend in local currency, and it will just take a small conversion each time you spend. You can automatically convert the money at the real exchange rate. So for example, if you've got 5,000 euros and you want to convert before you leave to go on holiday or travel, you can obviously convert all the money in one go and then spend in local. As I mentioned, we have the physical and virtual cards, and then any additional cards that you add on for each member of your team or family member is an additional €4. And then receive, and I think this is one of the biggest areas for business customers. So you can receive money in local accounts, basically like a local. So it's really, really beneficial and pretty much doing business without borders, and that's one of our mottos. So we allow your customers to pay you in their local currency, and then you can convert it within the Wise app within seconds. You can share payment links. So for example, if you have an invoice of 10,000 euros and they want to pay you in sterling, you can send them a request link. They will upload the money in sterling and it will you can automatically convert it to euros, receiving the exact amount of money. The challenge you have sometimes with other providers or banks is that sometimes the money you receive might be slightly short because of intermediary charges, whereas with Wise, the money you're receiving is the money that you asked for, so you don't get any extra charges along the way. And we have a list of currencies here, which I can share after the chat, but it basically shows you multiple currencies that you can receive in, and there's 22. And then, as I mentioned, invoices. So you can pay vendors and bills internationally. You can also create an invoice within the Wise app to give to your vendors. For example, if you don't have the capabilities internally, you can set this up, send them an invoice in their local currency, and they can pay you as they normally would. You also get the conversion rate here, which shows you. So for example, here, if you was to send 10,000 sterling to euro, it will show you that there is a zero bank transfer fee, as obviously we have local accounts in the UK. You would upload, the client would upload the money in sterling. There is a £33 charge, which is just covers our fees. And then, as we mentioned, you are pretty much getting the money within 2 hours, so it's guaranteed, and it tells you exactly here how many euros you're receiving. So really, really beneficial if you're kind of under pressure for money coming in, or you need to make payments quickly. You know that within a couple of hours, that Wise will be able to get that money there quickly for you. And then the asset product, which is incredibly beneficial for some of our European and UK businesses. So if you are based in the EU or the UK, you can register with Wise and earn returns on your Euro and GBP accounts. So it's incredibly useful. For example, if you're holding 10,000 euros in your account, but you don't have a Euro account, like a normal bank account, or you don't get interest on it, you can basically turn that money on within our BlackRock account, and it will incur interest each time. So you get gains daily, you get kept updated, and you can then go on to spend that money at any point. So it's not locked in. You don't have to inform us that the money needs to be released. You just spend as you go, and you can earn as you need to. Obviously, all of our funds are completely ring-fenced and secure. So we are regulated by the FCA and throughout other jurisdictions globally as well. So your money's never at risk of going missing or getting lost. But what it does do is ensure that everything that you have in the account is yours, and you can benefit from that over time. So I guess the big question here is registration, and how does it all work, and what do we ask for? So at Wise, we provide a new customer service process for all e-Residency customers. So you'll open your account, which can be done quickly online through the e-Residency platform, and pay the €50 onboarding fee. This is obviously equivalent in each country. So there's £45 in the UK, $33 in the US, and 50 in the EU. But that will be made very clear based on where you're based. Once the account's live and ready to go, you are prioritized during the onboarding process, and businesses transferring over 100,000 sterling within a yearly period are automatically assigned a dedicated account manager. Now, this is a real person based in our Tallinn office, and they are on hand to answer any questions and concerns that you have about your account, any problems, anything you need, basically someone to give you some guidance. And we've also done a deal where we will allow the first €5,000 on your account transfer is for free. So you can add funds, add recipients, and send payments efficiently online, quickly and easily. So where do you need to register? So Wise are already integrated into the e-Residency platform. So we have a page here which links to us. This will go to a landing page here, which then gives you a free 5,000 transfer for free. Just to be clear, this is only relevant for e-Residency customers. So we obviously want to keep it and to ensure that everyone within the community is receiving this benefit. So we ask that it doesn't be leaked out to third parties or companies that are not part of the e-Residency group, as this is an exclusive offer. But we are more than happy to work with you and offer and give the 5,000 sterling equivalent, and it will be made equivalent in euros if you're based in the EU, but it will be made for free to you. And so the big thing is here, what do we ask for during the onboarding? So how we base our compliance is based on where the business is located and what address you're registering under. So for anyone in the UK, the EEA, the US, etc., or any other green countries that we class as a straightforward process, this is where we are basing our due diligence. So business name, company type, registration number, registered trading address, any business owners, business activity, how will you use Wise in your business funds. So just to be clear, even if you are specifically from a country that is slightly higher risk, it doesn't matter necessarily as long as your trading address is registered in a green country. So if you are registering a business in Estonia, but you are from a country where we cannot help, it doesn't matter. We base it based on the registered address. So if you're trying to register a business with Wise in a country that we cannot operate in, that could be why you might have problems with your account or there is hold-ups. So please bear in mind that we need to be registering you under an address within a green country such as the EEA, the UK, or other relevant jurisdictions. Once the account is live, we then obviously you get full access to the process and you're able to go ahead and make any transactions. If, for example, you're only moving 3 or 4K at a time and then you decide, actually, I need to move 150,000, we have a link within our app that you can get in touch with us and you can have an account manager conversation to get some more detail about what's been going on and how we can help. Because obviously, as we know, businesses grow, your need to transfer will also grow. So if you do need an account manager over a period of time, then we are more than happy to put that in place once you start moving over the threshold. And so here are some of the testimonials from some of our clients. We've obviously got a very big global presence, but we're very, very strong in the EU, especially Estonia. So, you know, they love holding Euro account details. They get paid directly from customers and have no problems. And again, Wise is a game changer. It's easy for us to help, easy to use, helps us save money, and is perfect for paying our remote team. And as you grow as a business, you might end up having employees in multiple countries where you need to pay them in local currency, and you can easily do that with Wise. So that's kind of it from me in terms of how we work. This is obviously me. I have included a QR code here, which is my LinkedIn, where you can reach out directly. And we've also got a link on the next page where you can register directly with Wise through the e-Residency link. So if you do have any questions or concerns, then you're more than welcome to reach out. I'm happy to do the Q&A. But yeah, as I said, we are working very closely with e-Residency. So, you know, I know a lot of people may ask questions about, oh, my Wise account is not being approved or it's being held up. We base our registration on the country that you're registering your business in. So please bear that in mind, that if you're registering your business in a country with Wise that is not capable, then that is probably why your account is being held up.
Thank you. Thank you. We do have some questions.
Right.
We do, specifically to Wise or LHV and Wise both?
Would you like to take a breath and we ask something from LHV in between?
It's entirely up to you. If you've got a lot of questions, I guess, then it might. But
yeah, some of them you can answer later in the written
okay.
form as well.
Okay. Great. I'll stop sharing and I'll give the screen back.
Let's start with Wise then.
Okay. There was one question. Can Wise be used as a trader in different assets, for example, cryptocurrencies?
Unfortunately not. No, we don't work in crypto. So it's only kind of physical money, physical delivery. We don't deal in gaming or adult crypto, anything along those lines. It's more just general business transactions and living funds.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Another one, in Estonia, we have this really cool accounting platform like Merit Tarkvara. Does Wise support do you have support for that, transferring data?
You mean like an integration?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we do integrate with some platforms. I'm not sure in that particular one. We do partner with Xero and QuickBooks and other ones. So I can check that on the list and I can send that over as well after. But we do have a list on our marketplace, which I can share of all the platforms we integrate with.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's great. There are some concerns sometimes whether if you get an account, will you be able to keep the account? So what is something that the customer should be aware of, how to continue having an account with Wise or any other banking service providers?
Yeah, definitely. So I think like replicating on what you know, the lady spoke about previously, is that just being transparent and really upfront about what you're moving. You know, if you're moving small regular funds, then it's absolutely fine to be continually using us. But then if all of a sudden you're moving 100K, there will be a need to supply some documentation. So how did you get that money? Why are you sending it and where is it going? So if you've got any kind of bank statement showing that there's a net regular income from that money, or there's a sale in the business, or any kind of relevant documents as to why you're all of a sudden moving a large sum, that would be best to have on hand ahead of time. Obviously, now you're getting an account manager moving large sums, it helps. We have set up a slightly more streamlined process to stop accounts being deactivated unexpectedly. I do appreciate that's been a concern in the past, but anyone that comes from partnerships, including e-Residency now, is given more of a thorough, detailed approach before we close any accounts. But again, just be mindful that we do need to ask the same questions that your bank would be asking as well. So just have those documents ready ahead of time if you are moving large sums, and then just expect maybe some questions, and we'll make sure that we can give them, give you as much detail as to why we're asking as possible. And if you could share that with us and be transparent, then we'll make sure it gets through as quick as possible.
Thanks. I would actually like to ask probably the same question from Selly. Do you want to add anything to what Naomi said? How to keep your LHV account, or what are the red flags to avoid, or something like this?
Yeah, I guess the big thing is.
Sorry, I wanted to ask you from LHV.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, actually no, because it's as Naomi said, the same questions will be asked from the bank as well. And if there are questions, there is probably a reason behind that. So please be transparent and open, and do answer them, because sometimes we don't get an answer, and people expect that the problem will go away just without nothing, but it will not. So yes, and as I said, it's bank secrecy, so the information will not leak anywhere. It's for our own use. Yes.
Okay, thank you. I would actually continue asking questions from Selly. There are a lot of questions to Wise as well, but there may be more case-by-case questions, so better answered in written form in Q&A. But for example, one question to LHV is, if I want to start a VC fund, can I open a bank account? And if I plan to invest globally?
Yes, you can.
Very easy answer. Okay.
Yeah.
Another one was that we spoke earlier about digital nomads and how they travel a lot. If I'm a digital nomad, do I still have to travel to Estonia to open an account, or?
Yes, no exceptions. That is something that we need. We need to verify your identity in person.
Okay. Let's see. There are also a lot of questions to LHV that also are more case by case. So if we can keep an eye on Q&A and answer them in writing form, maybe.
Okay. Yeah.
I think we can have maybe one more for Naomi, and then move on to next presenters.
Maybe, are there any disadvantages of using a fintech instead of a bank? Or are there advantages to using a fintech instead of a...
In terms of safety and security, no, we are just as safe and secure as a bank. We're regulated by the same bodies. We ring fence all of our funds the same as a bank would. I guess the challenge mindset maybe people have is that they trust their bank slightly more. They can see a branch at the bottom of their road compared to someone like me sitting behind a screen, and that takes a bit of time to kind of overcome with some people. So I appreciate that could be slight disadvantage, but where Wise are trying to change the mindset of their customers is we've always been very driven about tech and behind the screens, whereas now we do have physical people like me out and about, attending events, trying to get people to understand more about the product and the understanding of it. So I think, yeah, you might feel like we don't trust us as much because we're just typing away behind the screen and you can't see us, but we are still a service as such. And I guess the benefits is more just the offering. If you were to open a business in Estonia and then get a business account in Estonia, and then you decide, actually, I'm expanding to the US, you then have to go to New York and open a bank account in New York because so it's all a process. Whereas once you have an business account with Wise, you're automatically given access to all of those jurisdictions within one go. So you can send and receive in dollars, even though your business is in Estonia. You can send and receive in sterling, Aussie dollar, etc. So the offering is much larger. But I do appreciate there's still a bit of a trust element to it, and people don't always feel as comfortable than they do with their bank, who's very well established and been there a long time.
Thank you. So now we move on to the next exciting presenters. So welcome, Celia from Wamo. Your stage is yours. And please, to people from LHV and Wise, you are welcome to answer now in written in the Q&A if you can. Thank you. Welcome, Celia.
Let me share my screen.
Yes, we see that.
Hi, everyone. I hope you are enjoying the event so far. I'm looking forward to our session. Expanding your business should be very exciting, but managing multiple currency and tracking expense and waiting for payment can be frustrating. That's why Wamo exists. to give business a seamless and flexible way to manage money effortlessly. And we are 100% digital as well. I am Celia, head of sales at Wamo. I have worked with entrepreneurs and business owners who need a financial solution that matches their ambitions. In the next few minutes, I will show you how Wamo makes money management easy, faster, and borderless, so you can focus on growing your business. Let's dive in. So we are very proud to support business that work across border. So how do we do that? Well, we offer multiple currency account. So you can accept payments in 24 currencies. Yes, 24. You can even open local IBANs like places like Denmark, UK, and Luxembourg, some of the most trusted IBAN available. And that is not all. Because our business account has multiple currency, so we offer great FX rate, make currency exchange fast, easy, and cost effective. We are a Visa Euro Principal member, which means that all our cards are Visa cards. You can also get as many as cards you need in your design currency. Yes, with our scale plan, you can get unlimited card. On top of that, we offer up to 1% cashback on your car spending. Many of our customers actually use their Wamo cards to pay their tax and get cashback at the same time. Just last year, our customers earned a total of 300,000 euro in cashback. It's just one of the ways we support SMEs and just what we do. And this is the feature that we launched not long ago and already become one of the most popular features in-app invoicing. You can create, send, and track invoice right from the app. No need for any extra tools or providers. And there's more. We have also introduced a pay by link options. That means that you can generate a payment link in the app and send it to your customer when you send them an invoice. That way you can get paid easily and quickly. And you can also invite your team members to your Wamo business account. Give them different access with your choice. So you can create unlimited sub-accounts linked to employees or projects, and each have their own card, keeping all spending organized and under control, all from one single platform. Now, this is what we are most proud of and what our customer may value the most, our customer support. We know managing business finance can be very challenging, and having right support makes all the difference. That's why when we say we are customer focused, we truly mean that. Like no matter you are our new or existing customer or the size of your business, whenever you need help, you will always speak to a real person, whether it's through our support chat, WhatsApp, email, and phone. We are here for you because we know your time is precious and getting instant support matters. Now, I'm so happy and delighted to introduce one of our value customers, and also she's also an e-Residency member who trusts Wamo for their business. Please welcome Sukena, Director of Oxytoxy. Sukena, thanks for joining us. Would you mind sharing your Wamo experience with us?
Hello, Celia. Hello, everyone. First of all, I'm really grateful, and I'm happy to share my experience and meet you guys. As Celia mentioned, I'm Sukaina Al-Khoush, director at Oxytoxy, a company that offers sports event hospitality packages. For our experience with Wamo, it's really crucial, and it's really we are very grateful because it made our transactions very smooth, very stress-free. As we work in the travel and the hospitality industry, it's very crucial for us to assure smooth and stress-free transactions with our customers, as a deal can be broke just if there is a delay, and a customer can just book at the last minute a travel or a sports event. So we have to assure it very in very quick time, and Wamo can do this. The best feature with the Wamo is the instant payment. And it's a very thing we're grateful about. And there's also the exceptional customer service. You can always find an agent that will assist you You can talk to Mike, Bully, and there is a third nice guy. I forgot his name. It makes a huge difference because we can tackle and cope with problems in very few in no time. The third thing is the payment link. We struggled with the customers overseas, but with the payment link that was provided by Wamo, we could expand our business, and it was very, very smooth. And there's also the easy integration with Xero, as I'm a resident. So it's a very smooth integration, and it's made the job for our accountant very, very practical and very efficient. He can track expenses and earnings in real time. And also the most important thing for me, like I'm not a resident in Estonia. I came to visit Tallinn once, but when I wanted to create the account, it was possible via remote creation, so it avoided any other schedules or expenses from my own. So this is my experience with Wamo, and it's very, very great, very good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Celia.
Thank you. So last, I know we are almost run out of time, but before we wrap up, I just want to quickly share our current offer. We are giving a 3-month free trial if you sign up before end of this month. Just scan the QR code on the screen, and to get started and try it out yourself, it's completely free for the first 3 months. And we love you to experience the Wamo's difference and see how we can support you and your business. Thanks for having me today. Thank you.
Thanks. Just for all of you, after the live Q&A, I think tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, you will receive an email with the slides which involve those QR codes if you didn't manage to scan them right away. Now let's have then Tony from Narvi, and then later also Wallester, and then continue with the questions. So welcome, Tony from Narvi.
Thank you, and thanks for having me here. Just hold on a sec, and I'll start sharing.
In the meantime, I'm kindly reminding you that if you have any questions, please do add questions to Q&A tab, and the chat is for chatting, sharing experience, and so on.
Okay, just checking that you can see my slides.
Yes, everything is perfect.
Great. So, hello everybody. So my name is Toni Kivinen. I'm the CEO and one of the co-founders of Narvi Payments. We also have here Ekaterina, or Kate, as we call her, answering to your questions in the chat. So please don't hesitate and ask whatever comes to your mind. As Raimo mentioned, we are relatively new on e-Residency platform, and actually this company was founded 4 years ago by a bunch of guys with a heavy background of banking, fintech, and payments. And maybe the reason because this company is now existing is that we wanted to do things differently. Meaning that, of course, we want to help all sizes of companies, but especially focusing on SMEs and startups, helping these companies to get a bank account open as soon as possible, fully digitally, and also with a reasonable price. So as you can see, we have the electronic money institution license. It's coming from Finnish FSA. We got it roughly 2 years ago, and we have been now operating roughly 2 years and onboarding tens of companies per month from different industries. And what is also good to know that we are, of course, onboarding already Estonian clients, but we don't actually need any connection to Estonia. We open accounts for companies with e-residence and UPO residency in a legal country. I'm going to actually end of my presentation to kind of show you about the risk categories, how we categorize our clients. But as Raimo also mentioned in the beginning, the compliance team will basically in the end make the decision that which of the categories the company will belong. So no promises, but most likely most of the e-residency companies will fall in to the low risk category. But just to highlighting also that the Narvi has some risk appetite also to onboard high-risk clients, meaning that we have been onboarding also some crypto companies, iGaming companies, and such. Let's have a sneak peek. What are we actually providing? So this EMI license enables us to provide SEPA Euro accounts. So if you're opening a bank account from Narvi Payments, you will get FI starting IBAN, basically enabling you to receive and send Euro payments. All the payments are as a default SEPA instant, what we are providing without any additional price. But it's also good for you to know that when you're using our Swift network, so you can also send and receive with different currencies such as USD, GBP, and so on. And on top of the EMI license, we have also a crypto license. So you have also available our OTC desk if you want to convert crypto to fiat and other way around. And one of the questions was to earlier that can some of the banks integrate to the Merit Taquara, for example, in Estonia. So we also have our API available for all of our clients if you want to kind of fetch the bank transactions to the software you're using. So the API is available for all of our clients. So feel free to use it if you have need for that. Basically, how this all starts. If you go to narvi.com, our web pages, there's right away this green circle open account. As I said, it's a full digital process, onboarding process. It shouldn't take more than 15 minutes if you have all the documents available. But actually, before you start the onboarding, I highly recommend you to go to narvi.com/help. There's actually clear step-by-step tutorial how the onboarding process looks like, and you can actually prepare yourself to get all the needed documentation also ready that when you start the application and onboarding process, so it will be as smooth as possible and you will make it to the 15 minutes. And as I said, we are categorizing our clients to different kind of categories. And if you're talking about low-risk companies, most likely you will get the account open within 1 to 3 days. But let's say max 2 weeks, even though we are talking about high-risk clients. And after you have successfully onboarded yourself, then you will have the FI starting IBAN available, and of course our Narvi banking portal. You have the view the transactions. You can download the history and make payments. And as I said, highly recommend you to use our API if you are using any other software so you want to kind of integrate or connect to the Narvi portal. And there's obviously a bunch of new exciting stuff coming in near future. Hopefully already within 1 to 2 months. We have also business debit cards available for our clients, and also multi-currency IBANs, basically enabling receiving payments with multiple different currencies. And I'm most likely you all are interested about the pricing. It's always important. So we don't want to hide anything. And this is also available on our web pages. And this European startups means basically the low risk category in that sense. But as I said, most likely majority of the e-residency companies will fall into this European startups low risk category. So you can see the prices here, and we're going to give some discounts when it comes to onboarding fee. So we're going to put it half, starting with 50 euros. And but you need to, of course, let us know if you are doing the onboarding so we can then apply this discounted price. And here are the guidelines also for that. Thank you. Any questions, please don't hesitate to put a chat or later on when we have Q&A session.
Yes, just maybe a quick question. What do you need to present for the account opening? What needs to be done or said or presented for you?
As I said, please go to the tutorial before you actually start the onboarding, because there are specific details about the documentations also, which is required from the company. So as I said, narvi.com/help, and you will find all the details from there.
Okay, thanks. Thank you, Tony. And we'll take Wallester as well and have then a bunch of questions to you as well. So if Tony needs to leave, then his colleague will join us hopefully later for the questions. Anyway, Eduard, are you ready to take the stage?
Hey, sorry, it's better if I unmute. Can you see me and can you hear me and can you see the presentation?
Yeah, both we see and we hear.
That's great. Look, thank you very much for the invitation. Good morning or afternoon to the people that listen to us. So thank you for the opportunity to share and to discuss about Wallester. Thank you as well to the people that was presenting before me. So it's good to see that we can propose innovation in terms of bankings and in terms of financial solutions. So it's great to participate to this presentation. So a little bit about myself. So I'm Edouard Roca. I'm in charge of sales development at Wallester. Maybe to set the scene a little bit, who is Wallester and what do we do? We like to think that we are one of the leading financial companies in Europe. So the company was created in Tallinn about 7 years ago. And basically, we are a regulated entity. So it means that we have our own payment institution license. We're also what we call a Visa Principal member, which means that we can issue Wallester card and payment card under our own brand. But most and further important, I would say, is that we are fintech and that we develop our own solution. So when you put together, I would say, our license plus our fintech capacities, we were able to bring, I would say, within the European market and in Estonia as well, some new solution that will help to improve the business expense solutions that was in the past available on the market, and that from our perspective was maybe lacking of integration, lacking of flexibility, and that was not, I would say, meeting the expectations of the people that wanted to optimize the process of expense management. So as of today, Wallester, we have several offices. So in Tallinn, as I mentioned, in Riga as well, in London, in France. I guess you understand from my accents that I was based there. Basically, we have now several thousands of clients using our solution. So we're very proud about that. And the thing is that the numbers are growing as well. So if I keep on the presentation, today I'm going to focus mainly on our first solution, which is business expense. So as I mentioned, we identified different aspects and different challenges that the company was raising when it comes to expenses solutions. The first one is, I would say, the receipt management, right? So we always had the case that one of your employee, when goes like in a business trip, he made some expenses and lost the receipt. So that's something that was happening. It created a lot of hassle, I would say, and a lot of workload internally from the finance department, from the accounting to finalize and solve these situations. We also realized that more and more there is a digitalization. So it means that the companies, the SMEs, the entrepreneurs, they are not just using one solution, they are also using different solutions. So you can have, for instance, your accounting solution, you can have your banking web portal as well. But there was no, I would say, solutions that could integrate and linked to each of the solution that was used by the SMEs and the business and the entrepreneurs. So that's this lack of integration is something actually that we notice and that we believe Wallester is coming to solve, in the sense that we can integrate any type of solutions that is using, I would say, API, thanks to the solution that we developed ourselves and which is based on API itself. So basically, based on these findings, we identified that it was good to solve the problem, and that's what we decided to do. And how we did do that. So Wallester is Wallester Business, I mean. It's a solution that you can reach from the web. Basically, it's a web portal where you can manage different type of things. The first one, very important, is how you can create a card. Since we're a Visa Principal member, we can issue our own card, physical or virtual, and you can do it directly from our application. So it means that you don't need to go outside to your banking solutions to issue a card and to use it, to get the transaction from there and to put it into a system. Here, the idea is that you can create the card here. It can be a card whether for one salespeople, an employee, but you could also create a card, for instance, if you have a project where you have a lot of invoices or expenses that will be linked to this project, you can create a dedicated card that will be associated to this project with specific limits as well, for instance, 10,000 euros, so that the person that is managing the project cannot go above the budget that you will have given to them. And the good thing as well is that we can also propose what we call payroll solutions. So it means that you can just create some cards on which you can payroll all your employees. It's easy, you can do it bulk, and it can be in real time. And the very cool thing is, again, everything is centralized within Wallester business portal, and you can integrate that with everybody. When it comes to the onboarding process, I understand it's a question of importance here, and that the people that listen to us are very keen to understand how it works. As a fintech, we believe that rapidity is important, and that's the reason why our onboarding process is fully digitalized. So it means that you can initiate your registration from the web portal, from the web site of Wallester, and we can open an account within 24 hours. That's our promise to our clients. Obviously, depending on the type of business that you will run, it can be a little bit longer. But in case you provide all the required informations that will be asked by our team, there is a possibility for you to open this account very quickly. The reason behind that is that as a payment institutions, we are organized in a way that we leverage everything internally. So it means that we have our own AML team, we have our own KYB team, compliance team, which means that we have full control about the process. And that's why we can, I would say, commit to such rapidity when it comes to onboarding new clients. So if I could, so we have 6 minutes, so I will proceed. This is just a picture about everything that Wallester Business can provide to you. So when you register to Wallester Business, we are not thinking only about the web portal. What we are thinking of is providing you access to a full ecosystem of payment solutions and feature within the contract that you will sign with Wallester. So I mentioned that you will have access to a web portal where basically you can centralize everything. So basically you can have accounting people there, finance people, operations team that can connect to this platform. We can provide different roles, different features to those roles so that you can, I would say, reflect the organizations you have within your company and to reflect it into our solution. And you can define and apply limits to control the usage of the solution. We also decided to provide a mobile app that we can give to all your employees and to yourself as well, so that basically each time that you are on a business trip or that you need to undertake some expenses, you can leverage Wallester cards, taking picture of your receipt, for instance, and just uploading it to the centralized platform, when you can then after that have access to all the transaction, all the receipts, and if required, you can just through API send it automatically to your accounting system as well. We understand as well that most of the business are going more and more global. So at Wallester, we do not propose only euro, the same than our colleagues that presented before. So we have a whole set, I would say, of currencies that we make available. So it means that you can issue a card within the currency that you would like to have to. So basically we have euro, GBP, USD, and different currencies, I would say, available in Europe. And on top of that, what we are mostly proposing is security as well. Obviously, we have everything related to 3D Secure, so it can be through your mobile apps, through SMS, to make sure that you will have a decent experience when you would be using the card and that you would not be blocked. When it comes to the business model itself, at Wallester, we have an approach, actually, which we could qualify a freemium approach, which means that you can come to our solutions, you can connect, you can create your account, and we will give you access to 300 virtual cards for free. So it means that you can create your account with us and using it, trying it, experience it, having your 300 virtual cards. If you want to include them into Apple Pay, Samsung Pay, Google Pay or whatever, that's something you can do off the shelf as well. And that's something that we make available. And yes, it means that in terms of freemium model, we have this one, you can try it. And then we have, I would say, different packages that will differ about two things. So I will propose something else now. So just an example of a case study. So at Wallester, we work with different type of business and vertical. The first one would be, for instance, travel and hospitality. These are companies that would like to leverage and use virtual cards a lot. We can also work with marketing agencies that needs to pay, I would say, campaign on Meta, on TikTok, on YouTube, whatever. And there is a need as well for a lot of virtual cards. And obviously, this case is a case of a company that needs to buy and purchase provisions of furniture through Amazon, and they can do it leveraging our solution as well. So I will be stopping there. I'm more than happy to take the questions that you may have. Also, if you have any questions related to Wallester business, you can go on wallester.com. You will have access to everything. The pricing is public. The onboarding process is there as well. And most of all, our CRM team and sales team are available to support you in order to progress and to join Wallester and grow the company with us.
Thank you. Now, quick Q&A round for the presenters.
Oh, okay. We have actually had a lot of questions that are a little bit sensitive. So if I'm a citizen of a country that is FATF listed, but I'm a resident in another country, how does the application process for banking services go for me?
Maybe the question for all of you, but let's have some kind of order. So maybe let's start with Wamo and then Narvi to answer that question.
Sure. Just for example, that you hold a Ukraine passport, but you now live in Spain, and that is totally fine for us. You can apply, and we actually have quite a lot of customers. It's with this kind of profile.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's great.
Maybe Narvi.
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Ekaterina or Kate. I will answer. So for Narvi, it's totally fine to onboard to the clients whose UBO hold Iranian or Russian citizenship. But if they have the residency outside of those countries, so somewhere on the legal, non-sanctioned countries or territories, it's totally fine with us. We have a lot of such customers, and some of them also have e-Residency in Estonia, some of them from Iran or other companies. So feel free to apply, and we will be able to review the application.
Thanks. And maybe Eduard as well.
Yeah, same for us. So basically, I would say that we can onboard any businesses that is from EEA, Europe plus UK. When it comes to the citizen itself, then that will be a case-by-case analysis, I would say. But basically, yes, let us just try to apply, and our KWB team will be happy to support you there.
Thanks.
Another common question, and it was actually answered in Q&A in writing, but those who are actively listening, maybe it's good to talk it out here as well. So if I'm applying for a banking account and I would need to provide a proof of address, what do I have to give you if you're asking a proof of address from me?
Yeah, Eduard, you can start.
Yeah.
You're unmuted.
Yeah, that's cool. Basically, we will require the address of the registered entities. So it can be either like invoices or things like that. But that will be the kind of document that we will be asking from our company.
What about in Wamo?
Yes. So for proof of address, we actually have two parts. One part is for company, one part is for UBO's home address. So if for home address, you can just simply just provide your other bank statements or utility bill in last 3 months. And for company, like the same, like invoice, any contract.
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
Narvi?
Yeah, just quickly want to add, we also accept the same type of documents as the colleagues from other companies mentioned. But what we also can do is we accept it in original language. So if you have it like in Spanish or French or other languages, you can upload just a live document and you don't need to translate it.
Maybe I will ask the same question from Naomi as well. Are you still there?
Yeah, still here. Yeah.
So the proof of address.
Yeah, so the proof of address is always based on your business address. So that's how we base it off of. Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
Yeah, so we always base your requirements and capabilities with Wise based on your business address. So it could be anything that you've got recently, like a contract or rental agreements, utility bills, something in your name that we'll need to provide within 3 months. So that's always done during the onboarding process. And as I said before, as long as you're registered in a green country, so the EEA, the UK, for example, then you have full capabilities of the Wise app. If you are registering in a country that we do not support, then that's where there might be holdups.
Thank you.
Okay. Maybe another question for the, or you can monitor like who answers.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So what about if I'm a non-EU resident? What is the best banking option for me if I want to process my payments via Stripe?
Yes, maybe it's even more general question. First of all, are you compatible with Stripe, or do you think your product works well with Stripe? And alternatively, do you have your own payment gateway product in use? Let's start with Wamo, for example.
Yeah, thank you. We have a lot of customers daily receiving payments from Stripe. So Wamo business account is capable to receive payment from Stripe, no problem whatsoever. And we are on the developing on online payment gateway. This should be done quite soon, maybe in Q2. Yeah.
Maybe also ask the same question from Wise.
Yep, absolutely. We can link the Wise account to Stripe to receive money. It only works in some account details. So there's Euro, GBP, USD, Aussie dollar, Polish zloty, and Canadian dollar, I think. But basically, you'll log into your Stripe dashboard, open the settings, then you select add a bank account, and you just connect your Wise account within that. So it should be quite straightforward.
And Sally, how does it work with your bank, Stripe and bank?
Hi, my name is Mick. I'm answering with Sally to this question. So there is not any issues with Stripe, but we may ask some Stripe account statement for a while, just to understand the funds.
Do you have your own payment gateway solution as an alternative?
No.
Okay, thanks. In order to save time, we take another question.
Another question. Okay. I was looking at the time. I'm like, we have only a few minutes left.
Yeah.
I was not prepared. Okay. We know that banks kind of secure our money if we put a lot of money into our account. How does it work? How is our money kept safe in a fintech account?
Yeah, let's start with Narvi because they didn't answer for the last question.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, so it basically works the same as for regular banks. We have like secure deposits, and we are legally obliged to have the same amount of holdings that we receive from clients backed up somewhere in our account. So, and we are also regulated in Finland by FSA. So this is basically the same situation as with regular banks.
Okay. Maybe for Wise as well?
Yeah, so all of our funds are held in segregated ring-fenced accounts. So we bank with multiple banking providers throughout the world. So we bank with Barclays in the UK, for example. We bank with JP Morgan in the US. So all our funds are sat within those accounts. So they're all completely ring-fenced and secure. And if anything was to happen to Wise, all the funds are released back to the customers in full, including those within the asset product as well.
And Eduard, you don't hold money at all, right?
Yeah, same for us. So it means that all the money we receive from our clients are held at banks, basically Magnetic Bank, for instance. So would say we just comply with all the regulation that are proposed by all the regulators in Europe and Estonia as well.
Okay, I think it's time to wrap up the webinar. It's been a pleasure to work with you here. I will share my slides for a second to show you some things. Is this one? Anyway, I would like to point out some things. First of all, once this webinar is over, then you will receive email, maybe not right away, but tomorrow or day after tomorrow, to have an overview what you heard just right now today, and also use the QR codes that were in the slides to try out the services that were introduced here. You can also give us feedback, because there will be the feedback form. If you have any questions related to e-residency or Estonian company formation, or still some more general questions about the Estonian business landscape, you can contact our support. But first of all, maybe the answer is in our knowledge base or already on our website or blog post. So check them out first. And then, of course, contact with the fintechs and the banks that we're presenting today. With this QR code here, you can actually already scan it and get the slides right away, but you will get the link later as well. I encourage people who attended today to give the feedback for us, so that once we do it again with fintechs and banks, we can be even more useful than today. Big thanks for listening to us. It was long and very informative. Thank you for all the presenters, and learn more about e-residency and Estonia.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank
and
you.
have a
Bye-bye.
nice day, morning, evening, whatever it is in your home right now. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.